Hey people, how are you doing today? My name is Michaela Valletta, also known as The Body Scientist, and I'm live on my IG page. I will save and repost it to my YouTube channel, but in case you're unfamiliar with me, I have a background in exercise and sports science. I'm a strength and conditioning specialist. I am a sports nutritionist, and I'm into the body performing at its optimal level, okay? And I also travel a lot. So for those of you who follow my work, you know that when I travel around, I like to talk about access to a healthy, active lifestyle. There's different things, like I'm very picky about the food that I eat. I like good food, okay? I love good food, but I like good quality food. And true health food, which for those of you who follow me, you know that I don't define true health food as salad and granola, okay? So no matter where I travel in the U.S. or out of the U.S., I'm always looking at that. And, the U.S. is a huge country. And a lot of times people generalize about American food quality, about what Americans eat. And I have found that in my travels, a lot of times I can find better quality stuff in the U.S., a lot of American cities, than I can in a lot of the international cities that I've been to. However, right now I'm in New Orleans, okay? And this is a city that I've spent a lot of time in over the past, over the past 15 years now. Wow, okay? I've been coming to New Orleans every single year, a few times a year, for the past 15 years, okay? I came here in 2007 for the first time and fell in love with this city, okay? It's one of my favorite places on earth, very special place. However, when I'm here, there are certain challenges I find, with, living this healthy, active lifestyle. Because for me, keeping with my workouts, staying physically active, eating quality food, because I can't just eat margarine and McDonald's and Burger King. I can't do that. I need good quality food. I need my caffeine in the morning, and I'm not going to get it from Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that I need. So when I travel, because I'm trying to maintain that for my own lifestyle, I also there's this easy research. I see what's accessible. So the good things about New Orleans is that it's a very walkable city, okay? I love a walkable city. I cannot stand being someplace where you have to drive from one strip mall to the next and you can't walk anywhere, okay? So when I get off this live, I actually have to go to the post office. I'm going to walk a half a mile to the post office and walk and go run some errands. So the walkability is good. And I can get sun on my skin as well, which is good because people are constantly talking about getting sun on their skin, but most people aren't outside enough, especially melanated people who have a higher requirement for sun to even derive vitamin D and the healing properties. You have to have a significant amount of your skin exposed to the sun. Most people have on too much clothes, or they're indoors too much, okay? They're in their car, they're in their house, they're in the office. So having a reason to walk, okay, use my body and walk, because when I'm in cars too much, I start to feel like my body's wasting away. And that's one thing. When I went to Europe, I never got in a car one time. I went from London to Amsterdam to Paris to Madrid, and I never got in a car one time because the trains and everything were that good. All right. So that's one of the things. Another thing that I love about New Orleans is a lot of beautiful trees and plants and things growing on the street. Okay. In people's yards, on the sidewalk. To me, that's good for my health. I always love old, beautiful trees and greenery and plants and stuff growing. I think it's just good, spiritually, like just, for the energy, beautiful things, which to me, trees and plants and flowers are beautiful. So those beautiful things put me in a good mood. But also there's a lot of herbs and stuff growing in the streets in New Orleans, okay? So if someone's an herbalist and they know about using herbs, there's a lot of herbs growing on the sidewalk. So that's another good thing, right? But for those of you who follow me, you know that I'm huge into raw milk, right? I've been drinking raw milk from the farm since maybe 2005. And I've gotten it in many states in the U.S. But Louisiana was one of those states that nobody could ever get it. I had some clients some years ago that would drive to Mississippi, I think, to get raw milk. I have more YouTube videos where I get more in depth about that. But raw milk is medicinal. It's a medicinal food, a traditional food that is very important. And I've been talking about it for years. But it's basically milk from healthy cows that cows are eating grass, which is all they're supposed to eat, getting sun, not injected with antibiotics and hormones, and their milk is not homogenized or pasteurized. Homogenizing and pasteurizing the milk turns it into a poison, okay? It totally destructs the nutrient content, the protein structures, kills the good bacteria and the enzymes. It makes it into an undigestible poison. Raw milk is a superfood, okay? And could never get that here, okay? I've gotten it in Atlanta, in Chicago, in New York, in Philly, in Fort Lauderdale, in California, in Ohio, Connecticut, so that's an issue for me, right? I need to have access. Milk does my body good. I drink raw milk all the time, raw milk and cream. So unless there's an update that I don't know about, like if you're in the New Orleans area or anywhere else in Louisiana and you're able to get raw milk, let me know. Because last I know, you couldn't. The Whole Foods here, to me, it doesn't have the same level of selection as other places that I've been. And I feel like, since Katrina, there's been a lot of people moving here from other cities who started to bring grass-fed burger places. Like every city in the U.S. now has these upscale grass-fed burger places that might specialize in beers. And a burger is good for you. Burgers are great. They're delicious. Another American dish that I absolutely love. You can do so many things with burgers, but they're good for you if you're using good quality meat, good quality cheese, good quality ingredients, okay? I'm not talking about McDonald's and Burger King, no, okay? You have good quality grass-fed beef from the farm, good quality local cheeses, good quality condiments that don't have sunflower oil and soybean oil and artificial coloring in it and stuff like that, then it can be very good for you, right? So it was people from other cities that were moving to New Orleans that were upgrading them with those businesses. So I'm gentrification always has this it's double-sided. And, it's happening everywhere. But sometimes some people do need a bit of an upgrade, right? So I felt like when it came to quality of food in New Orleans, for years, and I think it's changing now, but for years when I would come down here, everybody was still cooking with margarine. And it's I can't eat margarine. I need to eat butter. And I felt like finding those good quality ingredients down here, even with certain restaurants, was hard. I think that's getting better, okay? When it comes to the gyms, okay? New Orleans has no major gym chains, all right? No major gym chains. So maybe it has Planet Fitness, which to me is a joke. But I have a membership at LA Fitness because LA Fitness has a lot of the cities that I travel to in the U.S. It's in Chicago, it's in D.C., it's in Miami, where I'm heading to next. It's in L.A., it's in Houston, Atlanta, I think I mentioned. It's a lot of places, but there's an LA Fitness in Baton Rouge, but not in New Orleans. New Orleans just has a lot of very small mom and pop gyms, okay? And they all close at 6, 7, 8 p.m., all right? Most of them don't have day passes. So, me coming down here now, I wanted to work out before I came here this morning so I could just be I'm not going to work out while I'm in New Orleans because I know how much of a hassle it is. A lot of times I only work out here if I'm training a client when I'm here and they take me to their gym and I'm just there. You have LA Fitness in London? Really? I never knew that. Is it the same LA Fitness that's in the US? So, yeah, I'm looking at all these gyms, right? And they're all small mom and pop gyms. And I know this because I used to train clients down here before. But they don't even have day passes, okay? Most gyms will at least give you a day pass. And this is a city where you have tons of visitors. Why wouldn't you have a gym that has day passes? Somebody needs to open up a gym down here that's for the visitors, because people want to get their workouts in. So that's annoying. And then it's even if I lived here, the gym closing at 6 p.m., closes at 3 p.m. on Sunday. it's just like the options, like trying to be healthy down here, you have to do like really go out your way. Okay, they don't make it easy. All right. So then there's that, right? And even when I tried it, like where I'm staying now, I see that no, I haven't visited Dallas. I plan on doing that soon. But I see there's a YMCA like close to where I'm staying. So I'm trying to call them. I'm looking at their number. I keep calling. When I call, I get that beeping sound. Dee, dee, dee. I can't do it. But it's like a beeping sound that's kind of like this number is not in order type. Not this number is not in service, kind of like beeping. And I'm like, but it says it here on Google Maps. I'm calling this YMCA. Why aren't they answering the phone? So I can ask them if they have a day pass. I go to their website. The website is super outdated. And it's just like, that's how stuff is down here. New Orleans was like the last place to get Uber, but that's a whole nother conversation. I'm going to save that conversation for my other page, Makeda Blooded Travels. Makeda Blooded Travels is my page where I talk about traveling stuff. So I'll get more into that over there. And this one, I just strictly want to focus on access to a healthy, active lifestyle, okay, which is, I like to do that in a lot of the places that I go to. And I have a video about American food, like, is it really as bad as people say? You should check that video out. You can find it on my YouTube page, The Body Scientist 81, okay? Because actually, like I said, the more I travel around, I actually find a lot of American cities, there's access to a lot of good quality things. But even in this Airbnb that I'm in, right? Because I'm in an Airbnb, I don't like hotels because I like fresh air. I like to have an outdoor space where I can go outside and get fresh air. I need to open the windows. I can't be enclosed in cold artificial air all day and no fresh air. And then, hotels have the carpets, and the carpets hold dust. And every sneeze, every cough, the chemicals they're cleaning with, all that stuff stays in the air. I'm very sensitive to that. So even like in this Airbnb, let me show you something. If you see, there's no artificial scents in here, but there's like these essential oils, and you got like a good quality candle. You got the dish detergent is natural. It's the Myers dish soap, all this natural stuff in here, right? Where if I'm like in Colombia or something, they're gonna put orange soda and candy there. Then over here they even have a humidifier. I guess somebody needed a humidifier. I don't see things, like this. When even in the bathroom, there's, some natural hand soap, right? Because I myself, I don't use artificial. When I wash my dishes at home, the soap I put on my skin, I don't use any chemical crap. Palmolive and Dove, I use all natural stuff. So, in the US, you can actually find natural cleaning products very easily, good quality soaps very easily. A lot of times in like supermarkets and drugstores now. When I'm in other countries and I go in the store, I just see the same commercial chemical crap, right? So the other thing, the other thing about, I'm sorry, I stopped talking. With the Airbnb I'm staying in, somebody just came in through the courtyard. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I just lost my train of thought. The food in the airport. New Orleans just upgraded their airport like in the past few years, and now they have really good food and really good quality food in the airport. I'm not a big fan of airport food, but there's good food in the airport. And so I'm just going to end with that. I'm trying to make sure I said everything I have to say. It's hard to work out down here. Um, the gyms down here, it's a bunch of smaller mom and pop gyms that are barely open, don't have day passes. And then their monthly memberships are expensive. Like if I lived here, I can't imagine paying $100 a month for a little gym that's barely open. That's how it is down here. Food quality is getting better. Their farmers markets and their Whole Foods is not on the same level as what you would find in New York or Chicago or California and probably a lot of other places, right? It's a very walkable city. A lot of plants and flowers and herbs growing places. Yeah. And, but can't get my raw milk. And then when it comes to cannabis, I think that, I know that medicinal cannabis is allowed here. I'm not completely sure of all the rules. I don't think you're allowed to grow. For those of you who follow me, you know I'm also huge into cannabis medicine. I study it for a lot of different ailments. And so that's also a part of the conversation for me when it comes to a healthy, active lifestyle. You know, because some people are really using cannabis medicinally to help with chronic pain, other chronic issues that are going on, and the medications don't work, or the medications are toxic and poison and addictive, and they don't want to go that route. So, and then if you're, you know, getting your cannabis medicine from a dispensary, it can get expensive. But if someone's allowed to grow and make their own medicine, that's another conversation about access to a healthy, active lifestyle. So everywhere I go, every city I go to, I always like to ask those questions. And New Orleans is flat, right? It's very flat. So like some places I go, and I may not be able to work out in a gym, but maybe it's hilly, and I walk up some really steep hills. Because walking up some steep hills is no joke. Walking on flat land is like whatever. Walking up some steep hills, whole nother story, right? So those are all the different things that I'm looking at when I'm looking at access to a healthy, active lifestyle. Another thing is like, you know, when it's hot outside and when I'm working out, I only drink coconut water, watermelon juice, and good quality stuff, right? Like in New York City, where I'm from, there's bodegas and corner stores and delis in every block that sell that stuff. But in New Orleans, like most cities, it's like this in Chicago, it's like this in DC. Like most cities, you kind of have to go out your way to get it. Like you have to drive to Whole Foods because they're not going to sell that at 7-Eleven. They're not even going to sell it a lot of times in the big regular supermarkets. You know, sometimes the huge supermarkets in the United States that are generic, they're so big, but they have like a bunch of crap in it. A lot of times you have to go to like a Whole Foods to find it. Whereas in New York City, it's like in every corner in the small little bodegas. They have kombucha. They got 4 different kinds of coconut water. They got the raw coconut water. They got 4 different kinds of watermelon juice. So when I'm moving around New York City and I'm like, I need to go to the gym, I can always walk in the store and grab what I need to drink. But if I'm in New Orleans or I'm in Chicago, or I have to go to Whole Foods and stock up on some stuff so I have it. So when it's time for me to go to the gym, I have what I need to drink because I can't just find it. They don't sell that stuff at the gas station. And I definitely do not drink Gatorade. If you haven't seen my videos on hydration, be sure to check out my videos on hydration. And please understand that I definitely do not drink Gatorade, okay? It's poison. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video here. If you have any comments about New Orleans, please let me know. And if you learned something from this video, please like it. Please follow me on YouTube. Please follow me on Instagram. Check out my other videos and have a good day. Bye.